Every time if you are mindful within, you will see your mind. Yeah? If it has wander off, you remember to bring it back. That is the most important understanding or cultivation to develop this daily mindfulness. That's why I use this very strong word. I said you must have strong intention to be ever mindful. Determined to be ever mindful means constantly aware throughout the day. The moment you are not aware, you must know. The moment you are not aware, you must know. Actually, the moment you are aware that you are not aware, that is Sati. Krishnamurti put it in another way. He used another word. Attention of inattention is attention. You understand? When you are not paying attention, then you realize you are not paying attention. That itself is attention. The moment you realize you are not paying attention, that moment is attention. So to him, attention is aware at the moment. If you are not aware, you are lost in thought. So daily mindfulness is initially reminding yourself to be aware, determined to be aware. Then everything you do, you just develop it. After you develop until you become very stable, you don't have to do anything other. Then you realize all of a sudden, all this external sense data or whatever that comes in from the phenomenal world, your mindfulness is different now. It is so clear, so sharp. You can pick them all up. Then your internal movement, emotion or stirring of mind or reaction or what, you can see them. And you're very sensitive. Then it's like you will not do it anymore. When you are aware of all this movement, then you realize after reflection, contemplation and inquiry, you realize all this is heedlessness. If I don't react, I don't stir, I'm at peace. Why do I relax? Why do I react? I react because I don't have wisdom, I don't have understanding, I don't have right view. I cannot accept the reality of the moment. I do not have the understanding that people is just the way they are. The world is the world. Condition like that, things will be like that. But when I develop this understanding, then I realize this is what the Buddha meant by right view. Learning to see things as they are. To be at peace with the moment. Means you don't have to stir, you don't have to react. Everything follow nature's law. You just have to accord and flow. Then you realize your mind is more and more equanimous, more and more peaceful, less chattering, less reaction, less stirring. This is what yoniso manasikara is all about. When you have that understanding, the next time you see something, hear something, smell something, taste something, or even think of something, straight away the mind is different. The mind that is not trained without the initial wisdom will react and stir very fast. Your habitual tendency come in very fast. Your views, your opinion, you tend to become agitated very fast. And most of the time you like to express your opinion, argue, right and wrong, like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience. All this duality keep on arising. But when you have developed the understanding, the mindfulness, the stability of Sati, you become different. You have the understanding that you can really see things differently. Then you do not react, stir and respond like before. Your mind is more calm, more peaceful, more quiet. There is more understanding leading to equanimity of mind, then there is more joy inside you. The agitation no more, that unhappiness no more. Then you will also not like normal people easily get excited or panic or fearful no more. Because you will start to understand the form of mind clearly. Who are you? What are you? What is this consciousness all about? How did the content went in that caused the mundane mind to arise? And the mundane mind goes the way of nature. It's impermanent. It comes and it goes, it arises and it passes away. But if you are deluded, it will have power over you. Then it will condition you to stir your mind, to react to sense experience. And it will create the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion, especially selfishness, sakkayaditthi, self-delusion. So like what you tried to explain just now, you are more clear about the practice because you are more sensitive now. But what you are doing is an improvement, but it's still not the real Sati. When your Sati becomes very stable, when you can be mindful and aware in the midst of life, that stage will be even more beautiful. Not only you can be aware of all these things, but at that moment when it arises, that understanding will prompt you, yoniso manasikara will come out. Then you can see clearly your mental intention, even the very subtle one that try to justify, explain, and create that movement through the back door. So the thought is very cunning. Initially, it will tell you, this is greed. You no more greed. But then you cannot see the fine and the subtle one inside there, because that one is still the thought. As long as the thought is active, the egoic mind is still there, unless you have awakened. So that stage of daily mindfulness, when it becomes very stable, is very different. That's why I always say the real meditation only starts when your daily mindfulness has stabilized. That one is really true. So it's already a good progress, but continue to stabilize your daily mindfulness. Once you are able to stabilize that daily mindfulness, then you will be very surprised. One day, all of a sudden you realize everything you do, your awareness and the phenomena move as one. Even all the physical movement and activity, you realize the awareness and this activity of your physical body, they move together. Then when you look at things, it's like there is a phenomenon moving together with your awareness. We call it specific phenomenal awareness. Even the moving car, the awareness and that thing just move. Then the tree, when you look, the movement, if there is any sway or wind movement or what, your mind will be with it, the awareness will be with it. Then every activity, every phenomenon within the phenomenal world, you start to see them. You only need to be silent. Then all this movement and activity, you can see them. Even nature's phenomena, you can see them. That's why truth is everywhere. Why can't you see? For those who see, they always see. Just within your field of awareness, you can see them. So the seeing consciousness is one aspect of the seeing. But the hearing consciousness also same. Your awareness can be aware of all the vibration, everything. Then when it's aware, it's just that thing. Like your awareness and that thing as one. Then when you look at the art or whatever, it's just that thing. The mind doesn't come in and interfere. The views, the opinion, the memory, the conditioning, that one all don't come out. you can just be with it. If you want to know what that thing is, you can perceive it through memory, no problem. But after that, it stops. It doesn't proliferate. It doesn't continue. So that is the deeper aspect of the training, the cultivation. Yeah. But to see that, your daily mindfulness has to be very stable, very stable. So if you have the faith, a good religious routine, then you can do it. It's not difficult. Because that religious routine will take you through. That routine is like throughout the day you cultivate this mindfulness. Yeah. So I have shared with you before the religious routine. A good religious routine is what I did during my early days of cultivation. I make it a point every day before I sleep. I will pay respect to Triple Gem. I will meditate. Yeah. Then after that I share merit, read the metta, then make the aspiration. Then after that I mindfully arise. Then I go and sleep. Then when I sleep, I maintain awareness until the body goes into the sleeping mode. But later on, when your mindfulness is so stable, the body can go into the sleeping mode. Your awareness also go in, fully aware. And it can be aware of all the subtle movement of mind when you are within the sleeping mode. The awareness is aware. How the subconscious release, the unconscious release, how your mind about to enter the unconscious. Then you can hear your own snoring and all those things. Yeah. Then later on, even the subconscious and unconscious release become dream. You can see them. You can see, and you know you are dreaming. The Monday mind is dreaming. Then later on, all this become less and less, less and less. Then like you hardly sleep. It's like you never really sleep. When your daily mindfulness become very stable, the understanding is different again. And your mind will start to become very different after it has the understanding. That's why the initial wisdom is very important. Without mindfulness, you cannot see, you cannot understand. But once the daily mindfulness come in, then it's less of the knowledge level. Now what you are going through is, you are partly more sensitive, because you know this is part of the cultivation. You have to be aware of all these things. Means you have this inner awareness more and more. Means you are more careful with what is going on in life. And that itself is some form of awareness, of attention. Then this one will develop into more and more of the first and second turning wisdom. First and second turning wisdom is when you listen to truth, the dharma, then you reflect, you contemplate, then you relate it to the dharma. But this one is more at the contemplative level, reflection level. It also helps because it will start to prepare the base for you to later receive the truth that will be very penetrative, that will lead to awakening. So initially you need to do this reflection, contemplation. Then you need to be like more aware, more attentive. So this process will be there. You will have to go through it first. But later on, as your mindfulness become more and more stable, then you will realize what you have been doing earlier on is still not the real one. When the real one surfaces, it's totally different. No more like before. You just understand. The awareness inside, very sensitive. Then that time, no need to say keep precept or what. Your mind is so sensitive. The slightest like and dislike, before it even arises, you feel it now. It's going to stir already. Going to do that already. Then because you have reflected enough, contemplated enough, then you know no point. What for? This is all leading to defilement, mental hindrance. It's going to make me heedless. And then slowly, you develop the ability to exercise sense restraint. You no longer still react and create all this habitual tendency. No more. Yeah. Then you realize you are more and more calm, more and more peaceful, more and more aware. You are more and more within the moment. Yeah. Then the space between thoughts starts to lengthen. Yeah. Then your mindfulness starts to be more and more, less and less thinking, less and less heedlessness. Because avijja paccaya sankhara, that link, you have to weaken it, avijja. As you straighten your view, as you develop more and more understanding of the essential dharma, this avijja will be attenuated or weakened. Then when it's weakened, that link to conditioned thinking, sankhara activity, will become weaker too. That's why you will have less and less sankhara, less and less thinking, less and less proliferation of thought. Then you become more and more mindful, more and more aware. That's how you progress. If you don't straighten your view, you can't. The other one is the conditioned state. They go into concentration, absorption. One point another, they become very calm. But if you go into this conditioned state, your mental hindrances are all suppressed. They cannot surface, understand? So you cannot root them out. You cannot put them to test also, because you may think that you are already there. But in actual fact, they are not able to surface because of your energy, your calm state of mind. I call that the conditioned mind. That's why those who do samatha, concentration, absorption, one-pointedness, energy field, meditation, that one is a conditioned state, not a free mind. To really awaken, you must release it out and return to the free mind state. Then use that free mind state to develop awareness, mindfulness, to understand the essential dharma. When you are in the free mind state, the mental hindrance, they are not suppressed. They are there. That's why you can test yourself. So initially you will come to realize, in the free mind state, it's like the defilements are all there. The mental hindrances are all there. It can still react very fast, especially when it has become a habitual tendency. It's throughout the day you have been stirring your mind all the time, creating mental hindrance of like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant. Then the fear, worry, anxiety. All these are heedless thinking, mental defilements. And this one, you cannot do anything to them if you don't have wisdom. And you tend to have this emotion very strong in you. The slightest condition evaporates. That's why the Buddha called it anusaya, latent tendency. That tendency which is very latent inside there. Then the other one is asava. You know what is asava or not? Asava means waiting to shoot out on it, like everything bottled up already. Understand? Bottled up already, waiting to pop and just shoot. So this asava is very powerful. When the asava want to come out, it don't wait for you, and it just come out. Even latent tendency also, they are very fast. That's why they have this Pali word, asava, anusaya. The other one is kilesa. Kilesa is defilement. So these are the three Pali words, and they are different intensity of defilements. So if you don't have the daily mindfulness, the understanding, you cannot deal with these defilements, especially anusaya and asava. So daily mindfulness is very important. Daily mindfulness, constantly listening to the Dhamma. That's like Avijja Sutta. First is to have Dhamma friend. Then second step is opportune time to listen to true Dhamma. And that listening to true Dhamma is very important. Through that listening, you can develop the initial wisdom. Through hearing the Dhamma, then reflection, contemplation, inquiry, and putting it to test. So the initial wisdom born of first and second turning, which is Suttamaya Panya and Chintamaya Panya, is very useful. Very, very important. And when you put them to test, investigate on them, then it stands up to investigation. Step 3, your faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha in his teaching become very strong, unshakable. And once step 3 and step 4 is there, you are home. Your daily mindfulness will come. That's why the next step is daily mindfulness. Then after that, when your daily mindfulness is established, Sati Sampajana means with clear comprehension, the sense restraint will be there, step number 6. And step number 7 is also like a natural consequence. It will arise naturally. And once you have sense restraint, then you can arise the 3 way of right conduct. No more problem. The 3 way of right conduct will be there. By then you are at least a Sotapan. And chances are you could be a Sakadagami too, if you have cultivated appropriately. Then after that, the 8th step, you can go and cultivate 4 foundation of mindfulness. By the time you have sense restraint and the 3 way of right conduct, your daily mindfulness is very stable. The 4 foundation of mindfulness is very easy. You will breeze through it. Then you will start to witness the 7 factors of enlightenment keep on arising in you. How come the factor of enlightenment is all there? Your Sati is so stable. Then you can investigate Dhamma very clearly. So these are the first 2 enlightenment factors. Then you realize your virya is there, because after you move up to step 7, you will have a lot of investigative understanding. Then your virya is very strong. That's why it will push you to cultivate. Then you will experience piti, which is the 4th enlightenment factor. Then the piti, if you know how to meditate, when you do the Satipatthana Sutta, when you can trace the origination factor, retrospectively reverse it, your wisdom become more and more penetrative. Then when you are able to have this very stable daily mindfulness to do Vedana-nupassana and Chitta-nupassana, leading to Dhamma-nupassana, the penetrative wisdom will arise. Then your 7 factors of enlightenment keep on arising. Means you initially develop the ability to go into pasati. Pasati is the 5th enlightenment factor. Pasati is the silent mind, tranquility of mind, the stillness of mind, your meditative mind. That's how you will know how to relax, silence your mind, and maintain awareness until the mind enters Sati and you develop the tranquility of mind, the stillness of mind, the silent mind. And that is pasati. And when the pasati enlightenment factor is there, as you stabilize it, it becomes samadhi in the midst of daily life. So when you have Sati and Samadhi, you can see things as they are. That's how wisdom arises. Then when wisdom arises, you will have the last factor of enlightenment called Upekkha, equanimity of mind, born of wisdom, no longer born of a concentrated mind or conditioned state. So these 7 factor enlightenment, when they keep on arising, you will know you are on the right path. Means you are safe. And the natural consequence of it is enlightenment in the here and the now. That's why after you cultivate the four foundations of mindfulness, the Buddha guarantee you will realize the enlightenment which is at least an anagami. Yeah. When you still have some minor avijja or minor delusion. The last five factors actually. But these last five factors, they are very easy to overcome if you don't attach to samatha meditation or form and formless jhana. If you attach to that, then it will take you a while. That's why the Buddha say very clearly towards the end of the Satipatthana Sutta, the four foundations of mindfulness cultivate, you will realize at least anagami, if not arahantship. So this is how the cultivation need to be understood. Daily mindfulness is a must. It's very important. Without that, there is no way. I realize there is no way. That's why in the Satipatthana Sutta, the opening statement, the Buddha make it very clear. Ekayano bhikkhave bhikkhu. Ekayano means this is the only way, bhikkhu, for the overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, for the realization of enlightenment. The other one also he mentioned, leading to the right path. For the overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, this is the only way. Cultivate the four foundations of mindfulness. And this one is very clearly stated by the Buddha in the opening statement of the Satipatthana Sutta. That's why without the daily mindfulness, whatever jhana you have, I wish you well. Because the Buddha himself also got trapped. The first two teachers taught him the jhana. Then they say, we are now same, we are all equal. They invite him to sit side by side to teach. The Buddha said, no, I still searching. He said, what I want to realize is not this. Because this one will still lead to affliction finally. It cannot solve his problem. You know what his problem is, isn't it? When he saw the fourth sign, he left the palace. He said he has a problem because this body is going to grow old, get sick and die. He got no solution to this tree. He said, after going for all the jhana, everything, so what? Finally, this one has to go the way of nature, get sick, get old and die. My problem not solved. That's why he continued to strive on, meditate, until finally underneath the Bodhi tree, when the condition arises, he suddenly connect back to his spiritual nature. Then he realized that all along, the problem was never there. All along, it because of his own ignorance. Because he failed to understand that this five aggregate of forming mind is not him. This one is karmically conditioned out, a vehicle and a tool for him to come. That's why the moment he realized that, he smiled. And his mind is liberated and he is free. Because he came to the realization that there is another nature, which is the eternal nature, the unconditioned. That's why to escape from the conditioned world, there must be the unconditioned. That's why when he went into Nibbana, when he go into the cessation, when he realized that Nibbana experience, or when he goes through that cessation to realize Nibbana, that is the unconditioned that let him have the understanding that he is free, no longer deluded. That's why from that day onward, he tell the world the famous four stanza, remember? He said, the builder of this house, I have seen you. Thy rafter and ridgepole has been shattered. You know how to build a roof or not? You got a ridgepole at the top, then the rafter, the support. So he said that one shattered. You shall build no more house. That's why he said, no more birth, no more house.